Welcome, my dear viewer, to this live. Sorry for that. Welcome, my dear viewer, to this live post this live podcast by Professor Paul Mwangi Kebicho, PhD, QB, HSC official page. So I want us to look at a few things because it is important that we look at those few things in life and then decide what is it that you want to do. Because majority of us, as we speak right now, is that we are still, I can tell you for sure without fear, that majority of us people, we have defined our destiny in the long manner. And when I talk about defining our lives in the long manner, it is purely because some of us people, we are like wheelbarrows, not good until pushed. But just before I continue with this conversation, I want first of all to tell those people whose business is to insult others to actually talk nonsense that this forum is only meant for people with sober minds and people who can be able to engage into what we call intellectual intercourse. So somebody who is not meeting that particular criteria should definitely not be part of us, because I have seen some people whose failure in life has actually made them agitated and they feel like they have gotten a channel to vent their anger. So this space is purely for those people who want to interact and want to hear the ideas the way they are coming out. So I will start by asking all of us a simple question. And this is a question that I have posed to many of us, especially those who take a bit of time to listen to my podcasts. Are you satisfied where you are? Are you okay where you are? And I have been asking men and women, if somebody was to, sorry, I don't know why people like calling me when I'm actually live. I don't know. I have never known why people like actually calling me when I'm live. Please stop calling me when I'm live. Call me after this, because that is the only fair thing that you can do to me. And of course, even to my dear viewers, don't call me when I'm live. Call me after I'm through. And sometimes you realize that people do call you when they see you live, and I wonder whether they can be able to handle two things at the same time using the same avenue. So my question is only one to all of you before I continue. If, for instance, if you are a son, if you are a man, would your mother, if today your mother met you with the ladies who came and picked you from hospital the day you were born, would they still offer you the 5 relations that they gave you? If you're a lady watching me from wherever you are, would the ladies who accompanied your mother to the hospital to come and see the new child give the 4 relations that they gave to you? These are very, very pertinent questions. Today, I want us to discuss the 3 letters. There are some people, when they die, they are completely forgotten. So that is the first F. They are completely forgotten. There are others who get completely forsaken, and there are others who are fallen, completely fallen, and therefore they failed in life. One of the things that makes people not to be very, very careful about their lives is purely because they have got no goals that they have set for themselves. Some of us people, we just exist. Others are living and others are just existing. But the choice of living or existing is purely between your 2 ears. It is you to decide where you want to be in life. It is not the people that you work with that will decide your destiny. It is you who knows the kind of an individual that you are. It is you who knows whether you have got any goals or any dreams. It is you who knows the kind of life that you want to give to your family, the kind of life that you want to lead, and the kind of achievements that you have set in your life. And majority of us people don't get bothered. There are some individuals who died and nobody remembers them. Some of you may argue that even if you get remembered because you did something good, doesn't add any value to you because you're long gone. But that's just an argument of somebody who has got what we call thinking scarcity mentality. Thinking scarcity mentality. You need to ask yourself, why do we read of men and women who died many, many years ago? Why do we talk about Sir Isaac Newton even today? Why do we talk about Archimedes even today? Why do we talk about Thomas Edison even today? Why do we talk about this man called Mr. Charles Babbage, the father of computers? Why do we talk about Mr. Adam Smith, the father of economics, who wrote the book, The Wealth of Nations? It's because these people, they did things out of the ordinary. Not that there are no other people who lived during their times. There are other people, but those other people are volumes. Volumes are individuals. Even when they die, nobody remembers them because they did nothing worthwhile. And some of us people, we just exist. I have told you that. You realize that everything that you do, it is struggle after struggle. Because in your wiring,
and your DNA, you have already accepted to, you have already, to, we normally say, you have resigned to fate. So why do we remember people? We remember people because they did great things in this world. And therefore, I'm calling upon all of you. We have, we have got so many examples to learn from. And the only thing that is the thing that disturbs me most of my thinking and time is because we don't learn from those people who have suffered in the past. We don't learn from people whom we can see and even touch. We don't even learn from individuals who have actually gone through a very laughter lane in life. And maybe if it were me, or if it were me, it would actually disturb me by asking myself, am I following the same route that those people who failed followed? So that I may do things differently. You are there, you have got 4 children, and all of them, 2 of them are at home because they don't have school fees. Why are you getting the fifth born? Why are you getting the fifth born? Are you normal? Are you okay? God has given us brains. We are not like the old animals. We have brains to think. Your child was sent home for school fees balance. You have not even cleared the balance for the other ones who cleared school earlier than those ones, and you are still getting other children. You are not okay. You have been renting a house for 10, 15 years. You are not okay. I know you may argue. Yes, fine. We'll come to that. I'll be giving you what we call a proper, I'll expound on those points. Because you are 50 years, you have nothing. You have no passive income, you have no investments, you have no savings, and every time your circle gives you dividends, you're even the first one to eat dividends in advance. There are circles that are so good. Okay, let me say that they are so good in quotes that they even allow members to eat dividends 3 years. Even you can even eat 3 years in advance. In as much as you may see them doing you a great service, as far as I'm concerned, I would say that you are not okay. Because surely, if you continually consume whatever earnings that you have made, when will you grow your wealth? Wealth is a deliberate, conscious decision made by an individual who knows that tomorrow requires to be planned today. And the problem with us people, again, is that we don't learn. And the majority of people that I have been talking to in my 33 years career is that some of us people, we know, but we don't do. We are so ignorant. So if you want to be forsaken, contribute nothing to this universe. So if you're a parent, I start with a parent. If you're there and you're a parent and you have got 4 children, please plan for your children's education. What do I mean by planning for children's education? We all know that education is not free in Kenya. Education is very, very expensive. What are you doing about maintaining and managing your child in school without what we call interruptions of being sent home for school fees balance? Already when you got a child, Mr. Simon or Madari, you need to know that you need to plan for that child. But how many of you are planning for your children? You wait until the child goes to school and you are still assuming and pretending, because most of you people, you lead a life of lies. You are lying to yourself. You find somebody taking beer Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday up to Sunday along bypasses, and they are known by fellow drunkards. And those fellow drunkards, you do not know their sources of income. And you make yourself to be part and parcel of that particular group without knowing that we are blessed differently. Our incomes are different, and you do not even know how these people have actually laid the infrastructure for their families. So one of the most important things that you need to do as a parent listening to me today, plan for your child's education. Because education, once you give your child education, remember, it is your duty as a parent to bring up that child, because you are the one who brought that child into this universe. So don't go complaining. Otherwise, if you do not want to get these children, you could have become a Catholic priest, those who don't marry. So one of the things that you must do in life is plan for your children's education, because you know for sure that child will require money to pay school fees, tuition fee, is what you call there's so many things a good parent knows happens allowed that particular space. Number two, so I'm not going to delve so much on that particular aspect of planning for your children's education. I would expect at this point you know, and if you don't know, then you are actually in a class of your own, a club of ignorant characters who are not even conversant with what is happening in the universe. Because sure, as a parent, when you see a child grow chronologically, what do you expect? You already know that this child must go to school. So plan for your child's education. Otherwise, you become what we call a laughing stock in the village or wherever you stay, because you knew from the word go, the child was supposed to go to school, and the child is not like a car wheel where you go putting pleasure. You already knew that this child was going to go to school at a certain period in time. So point number two is what we call planning for what we call emergencies. There are so many emergencies nowadays. And I'm telling you, my brothers and sisters, from wherever you are, you need to have a medical scheme. So if you are there, you are a responsible character, a responsible individual, you require to have a medical scheme. Medical, let me tell you, the cost of healthcare in Kenya is very, very high. So we have lost some people who ordinarily would not have died if they had a good medical scheme, so they could have access to what we call proper medical attention. But when you don't have medical scheme, you go to a local dispensary, a dispensary which has got what we call a nurse. You require to have what we call a medical scheme that can enable you to go to any facility which has got all the sophisticated medical equipment and all types of doctors to address your needs. So you should also have a medical scheme. But how many of you have taken a medical scheme? And I urge you from wherever you are, please take note of this. It is better for you to be a registered member of SHA. It does not matter the charges that SHA has, the Social Health Authority. Please make sure that you take that SHIF, Social Health Insurance Fund. Have that SHA. It is important to have that SHA. It is better for you to be arguing from a point of not having been paid for by SHA as opposed to going with what we call empty hands. So make sure that you have, if you can be able to have a medical scheme, the insurance companies that offers medical schemes, and of course, I know you can benefit from that. For those people who understand what medical bill stands for, I not, unless you are so ignorant, and medical schemes, you can even take an inpatient of 1 million and an outpatient of 50,000 shillings. You can even take what we call 2 million outpatient or 50 or 100,000 Kenya shillings. It all depends on you. So my advice to you, wherever you are, have a medical scheme. Point number 3, start planning for your retirement. It is coming. Soon and very soon will be a retired officer. My question is this: how much have you kept aside for your retirement? When you hear me talking about retirement, you assume that I'm talking about things that you can't understand. Please plan for your old age is coming. If you are struggling today when you have got your full health, if you are struggling today when you have everything that you require, why can't you plan right now and decide that you require to have what we call a retirement plan that you can be able to handle? I'll be coming shortly after this because I've got a guest. Thank you so much.